My opinion that the Jervis Bay Marine Park is one of the most incredible places on the planet.
To have like a wild creature copy what you do in the water is really, really exciting.
That's how I started freediving, and the more I did it, the more I wanted to do it. It just becomes so peaceful and it's addictive.
That just toughens them up and makes them resilient.
When people travel down the coast coming south, there are lots of things to see, of which we are one.
We're hoping to get you with the seals kind of surrounding you, so we hope to get this shot, okay? So that's
Yes,
our goal
you
for
tell
this.
the seals to behave and
Yes,
do.
I will tell the seals
You say,
to behave.
I want you to just perform how I want
in
you
the right
to.
direction, that's all. You got to flock them in the right direction.
That will be cool if they do what you want them to. My name's Chrissy. I got into free diving a few years ago, maybe 3 years back. I was open water swimming, and initially I started that because I'd been chronically ill for a long time, and one day I just swam straight out into the sea and I realised I wasn't sick anymore. And that's when I discovered that out in the ocean, I was well and I was free, and there was nothing but peace and happiness out there.
This is our goal today. We'd like to get you in a dress and get you around the seals and get some kind of natural looking. We don't want any real poses, and we just want you to be interacting. I'm hoping to find interaction with nature and human and putting it all together in one composition. Because I've noticed that in these compositions, things change so much. You know, with nature running in and out and doing it, this would be a great place because there's a lot of things moving at one time, which is gonna be a real challenge.
Hello.
How are you going?
Good, how are you?
Brad, nice to meet you, Dylan.
Good to meet you.
Yeah.
And as I was swimming, I started to see all the beauty of like the stingrays and the fish and caves, and I started to try and duck down to them, and I realised I really wanted to get down there further and further. And that's when I started realising I needed a better breath hold, and I discovered freediving. I wanted to know I could do it safely, and I went and did courses in it, training yourself properly so you're safe out there in the water. That's how I started freediving, and the more I did it, the more I wanted to do it, because then you start getting down deeper and it's just becomes so peaceful and it's addictive.
This is gonna be my first trip out to the bay, so I'm gonna find this a little bit out of my comfort zone. I like controlling the areas that I go to shoot, but this area is out of that. So it's gonna be different for me off a boat, and I've normally done things off reefs and around jetties and things like that, but never just taken out into the mix of it. So it's gonna be a different story, so.
Right now, it's looking it's kind of bumpy, but I think it's going to be okay. I think we're going to get a little bit of visibility once we get closer to the seals, so I think it'll be excellent. Excellent.
Ready? That's the first time I've been out with a dress on with seals.
Yeah.
And no mask on, so not being able to see anything. So like it was like more like I had to feel them coming towards me, and I'd open my eyes and you could see a bit, but it was more like all on feeling, and the dress like floating around, but yeah, just feeling them. And as they swished past, you could feel them swish, and the dress would go. Today, that was just a really fun experience. Putting on a dress for a photographer out with seals. I've not done that before. It's always a challenge because you've got no mask on and you can't really see what's happening. And the photographer, you know they're wanting to get their shot, but you don't really know if they're going to get it.
It was really interesting. I thought in the beginning, I didn't have too much expectation about doing it. And then when I was out in the water, it was amazing to see all these seals flying everywhere. And Chrissy was just amazing. I mean, she's an amazing model underwater, especially in these kind of conditions. You need somebody that's really strong and can handle these kind of conditions. I've never shot somebody in this kind of environment before.
I think I've got a couple good shots where they came up through you, because I remember the bubbles shooting out just as the bubbles were coming up. One came up and you were coming up at the same time.
Oh, cool.
So I hope I got a parallel thing where they come right close to each other.
I hope you got something. Your body temperature starts dropping after a while and you try to flip around and yeah. But it just felt really nice, like not seeing anything and just feeling the movement of the seals going past.
It's more about your equipment and your skill, you know. It's a lot of hard work to put it all together. You know, I call it an alignment, you know. All the subject, the weather, the water, the clarity, everything has to be spot on, you know, at least to make it work.
I had such chronic illness, they said there was nothing else they could help me with. There was nothing that they could do. I was spending at least a week at a time in hospital. Since I've started the open water swimming and free diving, I haven't touched any of the drugs. I've gone from 18 medications a day down to maybe 6. And I have not had one hospital visit, whereas previously I was in hospital at least twice a month, and that's maybe 5 years ago now. I've never gone back.
To have like a wild creature copy what you do in the water is really, really exciting.
Walawani Nijuan Nyaga Dylan. It's a local language for hello and welcome. So my name is Dylan. This is my partner Lara. I'd like to welcome you aboard Sea Spray and welcome you to the Jervis Bay Marine Park. So it is my opinion that the Jervis Bay Marine Park is one of the most incredible places on the planet. We have about 100 k's of undeveloped coastline, sheer cliffs, caves, all sorts of marine life, everything from migrating whales, dolphins, large pelagics like tuna, grey nurse sharks.
G'day, my name is Lara. I'm the co-owner of Wobbegong Freedive, and today we're out swimming with the seals at the Drum and Drumsticks. The Drum and Drumsticks is a really special place. It's one of my favourite dive sites. And we take our customers to swim with the seals, which is a really special experience because I believe they are one of the most interactive marine creatures in the water. To have like a wild creature want to interact with you and copy what you do in the water is really, really exciting. So I'm excited for you guys to experience that.
So with Wobbegong, you go out and like once you get out through those cliffs and the magic of it all, and Dylan will often tell you like Indigenous stories, and it's like the cliffs just come alive and him telling you the stories.
In the morning, the sun is on the other side of the cliffs, so it's just as beautiful. But I just think like this scenery is the most spectacular.
I've sent people out with Wobbegong who have never even snorkeled, and they have the best time ever. And I just send people because it's like they've been on a holiday, and they're like, that is the best thing I've been to in my whole life. And these are people who have travelled all around the world, and it's on our coastline. It's in Jervis Bay in New South Wales. So they're out there swimming with seals and sharks and not in their way, and everything's peaceful for them. And it's just beautiful to see people going out there.
Having a wild animal interact with you on its own terms is pretty humbling. And just, I guess, jumping out in a spot like this is really special because it's really remote and wild. You know, there's no development out here. It feels like you're in the middle of nowhere. Dive down, they love it. They'll follow you down. flip upside down, they'll copy your movements as well. All right, so just a few things with the seals. Don't chase them, okay? Don't try and reach out and grab them as well. Let them come to you, all right? And they will. They'll come right up to you. So what the seals tend to do is swim right at you, and at the last minute, they'll veer off. Are they coming?
They're waving. Oh, hello.
All right, you guys want some fins?
They're with dolphins.
All right,
I need them up. I kind of want to see a shark as well.
Woohoo! Nice rage. That's it. Straight ahead. They're right behind you. They're coming towards you. Just stay there. Yeah, I guess being out here is a privilege. It's, you know, it's not somewhere that you come every day. It's only accessible by boat. Yeah, I guess it's lucky that we're here and we get to swim with the seals. How cool is it when you dive down and you flip upside down and they copy what you do?
Yeah.
Did you think they would get that close?
Oh, it was really close.
How was it, Jojo?
It was good.
Yeah?
I dived down and then a seal went up and then it was like...
It looked back up at you. You see their big eyes?
Yeah, they're really...
Yeah.
They're actually bigger than you think.
Yeah. So when you come out with us on a boat trip, it's not all about snorkeling and freediving. We love to show you some of our favourite spots along the way. We stopped at the giant archway. It's a spot where the whales actually come up and it's part of the Humpback Highway. It's this huge sandstone archway and the rock's there are over 300 million years old, so we love to stop there. Another spot, the waterfall. So a beautiful waterfall that falls off the sandstone cliffs into the ocean. Some days we get to snorkel underneath it, which is really cool as well.
You haven't lived until you've snorkeled under a waterfall. Now, if you can, guys, try and poke your head up without making yourself feel like nauseous. Have a look at the top of the falls.
Yeah, the trip back's always good, especially at this time of the day. We'll have the sunset as we're cruising back into the bay, so have that golden light on the cliffs. Yeah, it's just any time out here is really special.
They say surf club's the biggest family that you ever become a part of. They say surf club's the biggest family that you ever become a part of. Volunteering is at the core of surf life saving. It's at the heart of what we do, and we train all our members that volunteering is a big, big part of it. Sometimes it takes people a little while to realise that, you know, when they join the surf club, they are the club, and the club is whatever direction they want to take the club in. The community supports the club supports the community as well. So we saw recently with the IRB Carnival, and Mollymook repeatedly puts on these big events that draw people into our community and provide economic support for the community and just create a buzz around the town as well. When you have 1,000 competitors come down for an event like that, it brings the town to life. It's also a way for us to raise funds to help us put on the services that we put on for the area.
Very busy, really busy all of a sudden. Yeah, a lot busier than the last 2 days.
We have a massive range of people with a massive range of skills. And so we have people who are really adept at and really skilled in the water. And we have other people who have a passion for organising and helping, and other people who are really skilled at their first aid roles. But what we find is that when the call goes out at our club, there's a response. The holy grail for every organised sporting group is really converting their junior kids that come and try it out, converting those into the more senior aspects of whatever the club does. And so that was one motivation behind putting on this group that doing the strength training, was just to give those kids, make it only for high school kids, so that the younger children look up that that's something that they want to do, and that's a reason for them to stay in the club. And those other kids who might otherwise drift away, this is another touch point for them.
So it's a pushing exercise, and rotate through your torso. So a little bit lower. So the program started because we have a very large club here, and we have a lot of talented athletes who, over the summer season, are very busy with kayak paddling and board paddling and surf rescue and patrols. So what we're trying to do is create engaging ways for them to stay connected to the club over the winter period, and then through those teenage years, trying to create a little bit more interest for them. Remember, I don't want you to pull and then let it go like a sling. I want you to have a nice controlled movement in both directions.
I just think it's cool that a bunch of kids, we can all go to the gym together, benefit other sports that we do outside of school.
Doing this gym stuff, it benefits us, builds us stronger for our board paddling, which can help when we're at nippers, becoming a role model for the younger kids to see where they can become. And most importantly, when we're on patrol, it helps us get out, perform at a high level and save lives.
We do squat bars, leg raises, curls, rows, ab exercises. So we do a wide range, I guess you'd say.
Personally, I want to just become better at my sports like nippers and kayaking.
Look, the intention is to improve their strength and conditioning, to help improve them in their sports, and also improve the way that they engage in their patrol activities and ultimately save lives.
Yes, yeah, let's grab that, yeah. You got your Aussie strap? It's basically just health and fitness, whether they want to take it seriously and whatever level of competitiveness, but it's basically just an opportunity for local kids to learn a new sport and just another activity, and just enjoy the environment we have, and just to keep busy and fit, really. Warm up towards the bridge. When we get to the jetty on the other side, we're going to do a drill. So our drill today is locked elbow. Myself and the other coaches, we're all members of the surf club at Mollymook, and pretty much the same bunch of kids that we coach with their swimming and their board paddling. But it's not exclusive to kids from nippers. It's any kid in the area who wants that opportunity to learn a new sport. Half a dozen on each side. And then the other side, just do a few strokes, just focusing just on locking that elbow, get a nice straight arm catch and just bringing it back. Being an outdoor sport too, you got to have a variety of conditions, and we're training through winter, so we have some challenging conditions, wind and cold and stuff, but that just toughens them up and makes them resilient. We'll just warm up, and we can try that out. What have you got, Archie? They learn a lot of life skills really with any kind of sport. It's just the discipline and also the work you put in, and you get your reward. So it's a lot of life skills that you learn just on the water.
We're giving them responsibility, we're giving them the ability to talk to adults, strangers and people that they know. The club is giving them the resilience to be able to go and handle any situation they're going to come across, hopefully.
When people travel down the coast coming south, there are lots of things to see, of which we are one.
This locomotive is the Gan. She does lots of trips around the outback of Australia.
My name's Chris. I'm the president of the Milton Ulladulla Model Railway Club, and we're at the club rooms in Lake Tabourie, New South Wales. When people travel down the coast coming south, there are lots of things to see, of which we are one. This train's a computer-controlled train. It makes all the engine noises you would expect if you stood next to an engine. Some of the members here have extraordinary talent when it comes to making buildings. There's a couple of pubs here. This one here is made by one of our members from scratch, from bits of cardboard and plastic. There's another one on this side, this one here, likewise made. Most of my modelling I've done in the last few years, but my dad was a builder and a carpenter by trade and a very, very meticulous man. Everything had to be just right, and he would show me how to shave timber and all this sort of thing. And I think a little bit of that's rubbed off, and I didn't really start into serious modelling and probably the last 10 years. They are made out of a styrene. A lot of this stuff here is all single sheet styrene. You can buy it in various thicknesses. Then it's just a matter of patience putting it all together. But it's a lot easier to buy these sections here ready-made, the steps, and the rest of it you make yourself.
Because if you rush, say for example, if I rush trying to do this when Mum's trying to call you over down to the stairs, you try to get the glass on and then you're like, OK, I'll get down there, and then you rush, then you'll probably get glue on the glass.
Have we got anything going inside there? No.
When we started in a member's garage, and we outgrew that, and then we were lent some premises in Ulladulla that we outgrew, and so we had to find our own place, and so a committee was formed to get some land so we could go ahead and build these club rooms. The average age of the members when they built this shed was 77 years and 3 months. Well, what attracts people here is people want to learn and improve their own layouts. We all have trains at home, and some of us are more advanced at it than others. Some have had them since they were quite small children, and others not until they've retired, and that's what brings them here. Well, I hope they just enjoy spending time down here, and a lot of people, it reminds them of their own childhood. My father gave me a train set when I was 10. And sometimes their wives say, yes, my brother got one, but I played with it. And it brings back a lot of happy memories for people.
This is so much better than computers, video games, and way more better than anything, really.
It's very much alive and kicking, but the demographic is, I think, moving to the taller numbers, shall we say. And we'd come down here and play trains.
It is paradise, but it remains that way, and it's because of the people that are here.
So when the customers come, we pick the snow peas fresh.
Deliver my passion for one people, great food and beverage experiences. We're also doing it in one of the most beautiful parts of the world.
We're lucky we might see a little bit of wildlife, maybe a seal.
They came out of the water yesterday afternoon.
Sunsets in Narooma are spectacular. They're spectacular at any time of year.